Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to spin some sock boy and how to make some. This is sock boy. Basically your practice boy if you don't have some. You just need a long sock and a grain of some sort. I used barley. I measured about 100 grams of barley, stuck it in a plastic bag, tied off the end, threw it in a sock, tied off the end of the sock. This is your handle. If you don't have barley, you can use rice. If you don't have any kind of grain, you can use a handball from the 99-cent store. Once you have your sock boy, then you're ready to spin. I would like to teach you guys planes to start off, not the flying kind, the mathematical kind. If you remember geometry class, you have a box with 6 planes, front plane, 2 side planes, the back of it, the top of it, and the bottom. We're only going to worry about the front plane and the 2 side planes today. So, before we learn planes, we should know the terminology we're dealing with. So this is when you spin your poi in the same direction, the same time. From the side, same direction, same time. Split time is when you separate them. See how one arm is moving up, the other arm is moving down? By the way, I'm wrapping this because they're a bit long for the space I'm in. I'm in like a tiny space. I wanted to use the wall later, so I kind of put myself in this corner. So, same direction, split time, looks like this. From the front view, it looks like this. Same time, same direction. Split time, same direction. Before we do anything though, I want you guys to practice with a wall in front of you. Because if you learn to spin and you don't learn it right, you end up getting it in your muscle memory the wrong way, and then it's going to take a lot longer to fix it. So what I need you guys to do is to figure out how to get these things spinning parallel to your body. It's hard to do that with nothing to control that. It tends to like go diagonal on its own and all wonky and stuff. So to ensure it doesn't do this, you're going to spin in front of a wall. And the wall is going to make sure that you don't go diagonal. This will keep you parallel at all times. If you keep hitting the wall, just keep trying. Don't stop until you get it down. And I want you to do this in both directions with both hands. So with the wall in front of you, I want you to spin until it stops hitting the wall. Like an inch, less than an inch from the wall. I want you to be like basically just barely scraping the wall occasionally. So one direction, second direction. Second hand. One direction, second direction. Both hands. Same direction. Oh, sorry. Both hands, opposite direction. Both hands, same direction. Both hands, other direction. Both hands, opposite direction. Okay? And then I want you to do the same thing on your side planes. So standing with the poi spinning to your side, so you're not hitting the wall. You're going to do this in one direction and in the other direction. Okay? And you're going to switch hands. You're going to do this in one direction and then the other direction. And just, it might take an hour to like get it to a place where you're not hitting the wall every single time. It might take a few sessions. Just keep doing it, and I swear this will save you a lot of time later. Because when you start to get into tricks, if your poi are diagonal, the poi is going to hit each other, they're going to hit your head, they're going to hit your body, it's going to bounce off and not do what you want it to do. Even though you're doing it right, the poi is just not where it's supposed to be, and you've just learned it wrong to begin with. So once you have like your parallel planes, then you can start switching from one plane to the other, and this is how you learn transitions. So to switch planes, first you're going to need to know how to do a figure 8 in front of your body. This is a figure 8. Do it with one hand, do it with the other hand. Do it backwards. Backwards is very important. Learning this backwards now is going to make it easier to learn a backwards weave, which is good to know. So both hands, practice this a few times with both hands until you feel like it's in your body and you have a flow with it. It feels natural to you. So that's the move that we're going to use to switch from one plane to the other. So it's going to look like this, just one hand. It'll be switching from, let's say, my left plane over to my front plane. You see how I did that? And then of course you move your body too. You see it's just that one figure eight and now you're in a different plane. One figure eight and now you're in a different plane. So with both poi, it's the same time, split time. What it's going to look like is, so let's say we're moving our left hand into the front plane here. We're in a side plane. We want to move to the front plane. So this hand is already in that plane. This poi is already doing what it needs to do. What we need to do is get this poi into the front plane using that figure eight, or like half a figure eight actually. So we're spinning split time, same direction. This hand is going to keep doing what it's been doing, nothing changes, and this hand is just going to do that little figure eight movement. And as we do that, we turn to the right. So now we can do the same thing with the other hand to get into the other side of the plane. So my right hand, my left hand's going to stay here because this is where it needs to be. My left hand, my left hand's going to stay here. My right hand is going to make that backwards figure eight to get it spinning here. Do you see? And the whole time my poi is always going to be spinning towards the window, that direction, because I like to think of it as a car and wheels. These are wheels in a car. I'm in the car is always moving that way, but I can move around the car, and the car will keep moving in the direction it's moving in. I'm not the driver, I'm the passenger. So think of yourself as the passenger and your poi as the wheels, and the motion is constant. That centrifugal force, you're not stopping it. You're just adjusting your body and adjusting where the poi is in space. Like, it's on the left side of me and now it's on the right side of me, but it's still spinning in the same direction. So you want to keep that in mind always, and just think of it as like you're the center point of this car, and the poi just kind of spin around you. So there's that figure eight to bring it front, figure eight to bring it there, figure eight. And eventually you don't even have to have a beat in between. You can just keep spinning and the poi will keep, I hit myself in the face, and the poi will keep spinning in that direction. So that's your basic explanation of planes. If you guys can figure out planes by the next meeting, then we can do things like go from a weave into a backwards weave. Or go from a weave, which is a side plane move, into a windmill, which is a front plane move. All I'm doing, the poi are still spinning the way that they're spinning. You know, they're still spinning in that direction. I'm just like moving what I'm doing, kind of. You know what I mean? The next move I would like you guys to learn is a pendulum. Very simple. This is a pendulum. But when you apply it in the right place, it'll allow you to switch directions without being awkward in your transition. That will be lesson 2. Thank you.